Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back here to Talk Tottenham here with your host Tom. Guys, uh, yeah, we've lost the North London derby this afternoon. It ended Tottenham 2, Arsenal 3, and of course all the damage was done in the first half. Arsenal go in and at the break already 3-0 up. I mean, to be honest, I think all Spurs fans thought it was done, and pretty much given up at that point. To be fair to the lads, they did show a little bit of heart, a little bit of fight in the second half, to get it back, to get the 2 goals back. But I think the game again, it exposed quite a few frailties that exist within the squad at the moment. One of which is obviously defending set pieces. 2 goals conceded today from corners to Arsenal. It just looks so nervous, just so vulnerable when we're defending set pieces. Um, Particularly their third goal with Havertz's header. I mean, it's absolutely no challenge at all whatsoever, and he's just nodded it in from a couple of yards. I mean, something's really wrong with the the defending of the set pieces. We're not. I don't know what's going on. But we need to change that big time. We need to work on that, or get some sort of new defensive coach in who can help us defend set pieces. I mean, a lot has been said about Spurs and their zonal marking, how we're we're just sort of defend the spaces, but I mean, maybe that's the problem. Maybe we ought to be deploying a man marking kind of system. But I mean, it's such a strange game, guys. It was such a strange game to watch today because despite Arsenal leading 3-0 at half time, I actually thought overall, on the balance of play, Spurs did all right in that first half. We had a lot of the ball, dominated possession, carved out a few chances, and really, Arsenal just hit us on the break. Well, 2 goals from set pieces, and then 1 goal from Saka, where we were just caught up the pitch, and that goal, you know. But for me, guys, it's just the same old story. Like we get, I think they said it at half time, pretty well. I mean, Arsenal are just, very clinical on the counter attack, and Spurs, we sort of, as I've said in other videos, right, we get to the edge of the penalty area or in and around the box, and we don't always have that much conviction. Sometimes it feels to me that the players don't quite really know what to do. But I know it's difficult. Obviously we've lost Kane, we've lost the best player in Spurs' history, probably the best striker in the world. I mean, I just don't think Son can do it by himself. We did improve when Richarlison came on in the second half. We did look quite good. I've given Richarlison a bit of stick, but to be fair, he came on. I mean, maybe we should have started with Richarlison, maybe, and then put Son out into the left, because Son looked quite good out there. But that's my problem at the moment, guys. Is just that kind of, we don't seem to have that cutting edge, and then defensively, yeah, as I said, like just defending set pieces, it's been a problem all season for us. I mean, I don't know how many goals we've conceded. So many, so many goals conceded this season from set pieces. I think that's probably done it now, guys, for us for top four. I can't see us now getting back the 7 points on Villa. We've still obviously got a couple of games in hand, but I can't see it. And I think going into the Europa League is our level anyway, to be honest. I mean, I just think that's where we're at the moment. And I know it's crazy to say, but all we can do really now as Spurs fans is we just hope that Man City clean up and win all their games. I mean, they have us to play as well. I mean, what type of a game is that going to be when they come to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? Is anyone? are our fans even going to want us to win that game, or are we going to be hoping that City do a job on us? I don't know, guys. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the latter. To be honest, but obviously, it probably goes against the rules for Ange to field a weakened team. But I think the way we're playing anyway, and the way that City are, I can see them beating us anyway. Um, but yeah, I mean, we just can't let Arsenal win this league, and so let's just hope that City win their games. They've got a game now against Nottingham Forest at 4:30. Really need to win. But it's, looking at the game today for Spurs, it's hard. Look, for me, it's difficult to criticise the performance too much because, as I say, you look at that first half. We had a goal as well ruled out for an offside, which he literally a hairline offside. Okay, offside is offside, but that goal, if that goal had stood, it would have been a completely different game. And also, if the penalty was given for Kulusevski, for the trip on Kulusevski just before they scored their second, look, I, I think it's 50-50 whether or not that's given or not. But one thing's for sure, if that is anywhere outside of the penalty area, if that's in a different area of the pitch, it would have been a free kick. And this is the problem, right? When you try and stay on your feet and you're honest, you don't get the penalty. So it's no wonder that players are going down easy just to try and get the penalty. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. If you're clipped and you try and stand up, stay up, and it doesn't lead to anything, that's a penalty. He's definitely been clipped. Definitely been clipped. So but because he stayed on his feet, and then there was another passage of play, and then he finally went down a little bit easier. They didn't give the penalty, and it rested on those two big decisions today. It rested on that and the offside, and yeah, we were obviously caught out defensively again, and we were pushing up the pitch. I don't want to be too harsh on the players, like, trying to get back into the game. But all Havertz has done basically is just play the ball over the top for Saka, and yeah, I like Ben Davies. I'm a big fan of his, but he has to keep Saka on his right foot there, because the moment he comes in and comes inside, you, you know what he's like. You knew he was what he was going to do. It was going to be 2-0, and so it proved. But look, it's it's a weird one, guys, because at half time, 3-0 down against your arch rivals at home, we were well out of that game, and to be honest, and Arsenal started the second half and they could have added a fourth. But to be fair to the lads, they stuck in there. They did show some heart, and if if that game had gone on for another 10-15 minutes, we probably would have scored an equaliser. We would have scored an equaliser. But it's just such a shame that we didn't really again force Raya into that many saves, and for all of the possession that we have in and around the box. And I feel like a broken record. I've said this so many times, but the ball is recycled, you know, out and to the sides and then back again, and it's quite slow a lot of the time. Like, I understand it's got to be patient. God, so just got my eyes on the Nottingham Forest Man City game. Forest just had a breakaway there, but it hasn't led to anything. But just going back to Spurs' style of play, to me it is always a little bit slow. I understand the need for keeping the ball and building up the play slowly, but the way we do it, it just allows teams to get all their players back, and it's quite predictable at times. But yeah, something's still missing, isn't it? Something's still missing, like it has been for quite a while now, for quite a few months, and I think I think going into the Europa League next season, it will be okay for Spurs. We'll have more games. We need a bigger squad, but um, look, the signs are there, and obviously after a game like this, another defeat, again, there's going to be a section of the Spurs fan base that are going to come out and say Ange out, um, you get these players out, all this, that, and the other, and everything. And look, we can't we we can't just sack another manager, guys. We can't just throw in the project just because we've had um, some bad results. There's been enough positive signs this season to stick with it. Andrews has improved the style of play immeasurably from last season. Everyone, it's not that long ago that we were watching Conte, and the style of football was so horrible to watch. It was awful. And it was the same with Mourinho as well. All we used to do was just have, pretty much 10 men behind the ball, and we were just looking for a Son and Kane, wonder goal, a bit of magic from them. At least now, like, I've criticised the style of play as well. I think that we need to mix it up and stop playing all the short passing, but it's better to watch. It's more enjoyable, and at least there's something to get behind now. At least there is a project. So for those idiots that are going to say, it's not working, it's a disaster, get Ange out. Who would you want in? Like, what are we going to do? We're just going to go back to square one again, and it's gonna be the same old, same old. Like, you know, one thing that we can take from Arsenal and what they've done over the last 5 years is they stuck with Arteta. They could have sacked him very, very easily. He didn't do very well for at least 2.5 years, and then but they stuck with him. They gave him the time. They gave him the money to get in his own players, and look and it's paying dividends for them. They've stuck with the project, and unfortunately, guys, we've got to do the same. We can't keep going through managers and just sacking them. But there's always going to be these idiots that keep coming out and saying that that's what we need to do. If we really do want another manager, what are we going to do? Like, who are we going to get? Um, like, I can't think of anyone anyway that can come in and do anything. And we need to remember as well, like, I'll go back to what I said before as well, that we lost Harry Kane this, like, last summer, who, for the last 8 or 9 years has pretty much scored 30 goals a season for Spurs. So we've had to replace all of his goals, and we've done a good job about that. There have been goals coming through the pitch, and um, but look, if we are still in this same position at the end of next season, or I'd like to say maybe a season after, then fair enough. I'd accept the criticism. Maybe then, we can say it hasn't worked. But for crying out loud, guys, like, just have some perspective. The people that are Twitter fans, in what I like to call them, they're just nothing more than Twitter fans that like to sit in their armchair and blame the chairman, I'm not gonna say that Levy isn't to blame. Like, he could have done more, but we can't. We've got to get behind it. We've got to keep going and believe in this. So it's a hard one to take, obviously, guys. Today, we this was the worst possible result. We didn't really want Arsenal to win. It means that they're 4 points clear at the top, so we really need Manchester City to win today, and we've just got to hope now that City can win this title again, because it would just be so painful to see Arsenal win this league. It would be too painful. Let's still hope that City can do it. They're still in the driving seat. They've got the games to play. I think if they beat Forest today, um, as I say, their only difficult fixture after that is against us, and I'm pretty sure we're not gonna want to beat them. But yeah, it would be a really interesting game if it goes down to that. Um, but guys, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. Let me know how you're feeling, guys, in the comments. This obviously it's a really difficult one to take. It's a painful day for us, but let's keep our heads up. That we did well in the second half to get 2 goals back. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. And now, obviously, we've got 2 more difficult games now. We go to Chelsea on Thursday and then at Liverpool on Sunday. So I think, top four's done now for us, guys. Let's just concentrate on putting in some good performances until the end of the season, and then we'll look at the summer. We're trying replace or make improvements to the squad. But guys, keep the faith. Keep the faith. Don't throw in the towel, and don't keep blaming people all the time either. Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's going to take longer and it's going to take time to see things develop. So that's my perspective. Let me know what yours is, um, and of course, let's just hope that, as I said before, let's just hope that Man City can carry on winning, and win the league. I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and as always, come on, you Spurs.